What's up, guys? I'm Melissa, Fit Girl Mel, and today we're gonna go through just how you go about entering your foods into MyFitnessPal or any app that you're using for macros. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen my macros classes, check it out on my app, fitgirlmelapp.com. It's also going to be in the description. But I have a macros series class where you can figure out what your macros are, how to manipulate them, pretty much be your own coach. Okay, so I'm not going to go through that right now. I'm just going to go through how you plug in your foods into the app. I get a lot of questions all the time, about like, should I use grams, ounces? Should I weigh my food when it's cooked, uncooked? And I mean, you can do a whole bunch of stuff, all right? But we're gonna make it super simple, not complicated, okay? And I'm just gonna show you how I do it. So I weigh all of my food cooked, okay? Boom, easy. I don't have to think about it. So I'm just gonna go through some foods that you would normally eat. So for right now, I have my FitnessPal up on my phone. This is my favorite app to use because you can just enter your macros and it calculates, everything for you, calories. It'll even separate how many calories per meal. Let's say you should be eating, if you're gonna eat your calories like equally throughout the day. I don't do that because I'll enter my food as I go. But there are a lot of people who like to enter their food and then they already know what they're gonna eat just so that they don't slip, things like that. So those are some tips for you guys. If you guys are, you wanna stay on track, just make sure that you enter your food already for, let's say, tomorrow, and you already know you're gonna eat 2 eggs, a banana, rice, chicken, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we're gonna make a yogurt bowl. Super simple. I have my scale, okay? And I have my macros. So my macros are 125 grams of protein, 175 grams of carbohydrates, and 55 grams of fat. And those are my macros for the entire day, all right? So I entered my macros into my FitnessPal, and I already entered my breakfast and my lunch, and that together is 818 calories. So what I have left are 877 calories, and it's 4 p.m. So I'm doing pretty good. So I have 877 calories that I have for the rest of the day. So I'm gonna have a snack because, a snack is probably like 300-400 calories. That means later on I can have a 400-500 calorie dinner, and I'll go to bed with a full belly, and that's what we want, right? Okay, so full fat yogurt. I like full fat yogurt. There's some people who like fat-free yogurt, especially let's say if you're doing like a bodybuilding competition or you want to save your fats for another meal, right? Then you would do non-fat yogurt. Actually, this is non-fat yogurt. This is not my yogurt. I found this in my fridge, but this must have been someone else. Okay, well, now that we have non-fat yogurt, that means we can have more peanut butter, right? You see? This is how you start to manipulate your meals and how you start to think about it, okay? So the great thing about MyFitnessPal is that you can scan the barcode on any packaging, right? If you have fresh fruit or vegetables, then you really have to weigh those. But if you have something that's packaged, you can just go ahead, press, click on add food, okay? And then you can scan barcode. So we're gonna scan this barcode here. And boom, it's gonna bring up the brand, the yogurt, everything for you. It's gonna tell you 1 cup is 227 grams of yogurt. So if you weighed out 1 cup of yogurt, it should give you about 227 grams. And that's 1 serving. All right. And that equals to 17 grams of carbohydrates, 0 grams of fat, because it's non-fat, obviously, and 14 grams of protein. That's a lot of protein. That's pretty good for yogurt. So in this snack, I'm gonna have a lot of protein, which is great. A lot of people ask me, well, you know, like, how do you have a snack and like have a good amount of protein? And if you're not drinking, you know, protein powder or things like that, yogurt is really, really good. All right, so I'm gonna do 1 whole cup, okay? So you can actually put your bowl on to your scale and bring it to 0. So I'm gonna do grams, all right? Everything in grams for now. Sometimes I switch back and forth, ounces, grams. Again, guys, it's super simple. You don't have to be crazy exact, like, oh my God, I had like, you know, a little bit more. It doesn't matter. Or if you have, let's say I ate red beans today and there's sauce in it. I just weigh out red beans and I put it in I plug it into my FitnessPal. I'm not like worried about the sauce and the spices and all of that. Okay, so let's not complicate our lives. All right, so right now it's set to 0, okay? And I'm just gonna pour yogurt in here until it gets to 227. Boom. 225. That's good enough. I'll lick the spoon. That gave me 2 grams. All right. So we have 1 cup of yogurt, 227 grams. And I'm gonna add that to my snack, all right? And now we're just gonna add our fruit. So you go into my FitnessPal, you go to add food, you put blueberries. Very easy. Search, you're gonna get a ton of search options. Blueberry muffins, blueberry, blah, blah, blah. So, but we want blueberries. We're gonna click there. Now, where it says 1 cup, you can change that. You can change it to grams, you can change it to ounces, you can change it to teaspoon. Very easy to use. And since we're using grams, we're gonna change that to grams instead of cup. We're gonna click on the check mark. And now we're gonna set our scale back to 0. There we go. Okay. Wait, I did something else. All right, we're setting our scale back to 0. And now what I want is about 40 grams of blueberries. So I'm gonna go, that's 7, that's 15, that's 20. Then we're gonna check our blueberries. This freaking dog. Okay. So now we're gonna add our apple. So same thing. Now you're just adding, you know, all your food right into the bowl. You're gonna put your scale back to 0. And I want 40 grams of fresh apple. So I add food, go to add food, put in apple, apple comes out. I'm gonna go here. So it's showing me serving size is 100 grams, right? I'm gonna put that I want half of that serving size. So actually we're gonna go for 50. So scale is back at 0. I'm just gonna cut here until this gets to 50. Try to get all the apple in the bowl. You guys have no idea how much food I weighed when I was doing a bodybuilding competition. And let me tell you something, you start to get creative with like, because you hardly have any food. Okay, so Here we go, we're almost there. Like, who would have known you could get so much apple from just 50 grams? Okay, we got 50 grams of apple. We're gonna check. Here goes another item that we can scan, peanut butter. We're gonna scan our peanut butter. And there it is. Justin's peanut butter comes out. Serving size. For this, we're gonna do tablespoon. So I have my tablespoon. I could also show you guys how much a tablespoon is. So we're gonna change that to 1 because it was at 2. Okay, 1 tablespoon, 1 serving. We're gonna put a check mark and we're gonna grab 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Also, so you guys can see how much peanut butter is a tablespoon, because I've seen tablespoons of peanut butter that's like, I could put a whole jar of peanut butter on this tablespoon. That's not a tablespoon, guys. Okay, so we're gonna fill it to the top. We're gonna put that back because only I eat from my peanut butter, so I can do that. And that is a tablespoon of peanut butter. See that? Nice and flat. You can't see anything on the outside. Okay, for you cheaters out there, I see you. Then you're wondering why you're eating 500 more calories a day. Okay, so we're gonna add that in there. All right, so for things that are a little bit more complicated, like granola. So I have this jar of granola with 5 different types of granola in it, okay? From 5 different brands. Again, it's not a big deal. Don't start to overcomplicate things and say, oh, well, I can't weigh this now, or I don't know what the calories are. For the most part, granola is granola. All right, let's leave it at that. Unless you have like packaged granola that you already know what it is, then let's not make this difficult. We're gonna put granola. And I'm gonna click on house-made granola since this is like a mix here. And we're gonna add 1 tablespoon. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of some of this peanut butter. I've seen people eat like tubs of peanut butter and wonder why. Okay, 1 tablespoon granola. We're gonna sprinkle that right on top. And there you go. I mean, this is like a great snack. I've made this recipe. You guys can check out some recipes I have on my show, whatever, it's edible. Okay, but I didn't go through the macros like I did just now and entering them. This is a great snack. It's 310 calories. That's not a lot. You can afford that in your day. It's high in protein. You have your carbohydrates, you have your little sweet thing going on, and you have your fat. All right, it's literally like one of the most perfect snacks that you can have, and it kills your sweet tooth and does the job. And yeah, that's how you add your food into MyFitnessPal. Again, don't make it complicated. You can switch back and forth from ounces to grams. It's not a big deal and it's not gonna make a big difference. Same thing for chicken or rice that I have here. Make sure that you measure your food cooked. It's more accurate. It's definitely a lot easier, and it will remove a ton of questions when you're looking back at what you've eaten that day. All right, so guys, don't forget, if you want to know what your macros are, how to manipulate your macros, how to be your own coach, how to deal with reverse dieting, check out my macro series class on fitgirlmallapp.com. The link is in the bio. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be having more macros videos up for you guys soon. So I'll see you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Yeah, and I'll see you guys later.